What is going on, everybody? Good morning from Bangkok, Thailand, I should say. More travel restrictions, more curfews, and more cases. That is um, the name of the game here in Thailand right now. This is of course, pop up live stream. Let me quickly say, my channel members, we will have a channel members only stream tomorrow. Please check your um, uh, the community tab. Check the community tab for times. We'll have like I said, we'll have a channel members only live stream tomorrow. We'll get that in before the end of the month, as promised. It's very early, and the reason I'm up very early is because, hey, Lyle, good to see you, man. One up at you. I hear you, bro. Thank you. Um, so I have to. We're working from home, and before my work hours start, I thought I would have a live stream with you guys just to kind of keep you apprised and to tell you what's going on. What's up, Mango Sticky Rice? Good to see you, man. For the people, I got a lot of comments on my last live stream that say, it would be nice if you talked about the topic and then address the people, that kind of thing. That's not how I do things. Everybody in my community is a priority. The people come first, not the numbers, not the stats. So I address people as they come in and give them the respect that they deserve. And that's how I operate my live stream. So if that's something that offends you in some way, then I certainly hope that you enjoy the rest of the content on this channel. Now, that being said, lots of stuff to catch up on. First thing is there has been fines levied against people for not wearing masks. I think we've already discussed this a little bit, but I wanted to read from the Bangkok Post somewhat. Hey, Mitchell, good to see you. Thank you, Mango. Appreciate that very much. Um, so we're going to talk about um, the issues that are surrounded right now in terms of the illness that's going on, and I'm pulling all this stuff up um, as I speak to you guys. So just kind of bear with me here. This is kind of an informal live stream. One of the things I did wanted to mention, a lot of people ask me about schools being closed or kids going back to school, that kind of thing. I have a article here from the Bangkok Post. It says school term reopening may be delayed to June. The reopening of the new, I'm quoting, the reopening of the new school term may be pushed back again to June 1st if widespread infections remain unchecked, according to the Office of Basic Education Commission, or OBEC. In its latest announcement on Monday, OBEC was reviewing the possibility of the new term being delayed to June 1st from the tentative reopening date of May 17th. Earlier, the Education Ministry insisted primary and high schools will reopen on May 17th. However, that was before the third wave logged more than 2,000 daily infections nationwide. And that has been the scenario here in Thailand. For those of you that don't know, Thailand's been logging 2,000 plus new cases every day for I believe 5 or 6 days now. I don't have the exact number of days in front of me, and that is double what the second wave, so to speak, had in there. Good morning, Robert. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. That's kind of it makes it a little bit scary, especially when you're here. I live in Bangkok, so in Bangkok, the vast majority of the cases are coming from the Bangkok area. For those of you that don't know, this originally started this last wave, so to speak, started in Bangkok night venues, entertainment venues. Jay, good morning, sir. Do you see any foreign or blaming? I do. That happens always. That's always the case. And the underlying, you won't get told that directly, but you can tell by the actions of people. That's a great question because, hey, Steve, good to see you, man. But to answer your question, Jay, some foreigners, and I'll read you that news article, if I can find it, some foreigners got caught in Pattaya or Bangkok area day before yesterday, I believe. They had a birthday party. There were 2 Thais and I want to say 20, 25 or 26 foreigners there at that party, and they were all charged with violations of the emergency decree and the Communicable Disease Act. I think that's what they got charged with. So I think that foreigners, if you're in Thailand, don't be, guys, use your brain. Like, just think, just use your head, right? Don't do things that violate don't do things that violate the emergency decree. Don't do things that violate the curfews. Curfews are out everywhere. I can't tell you what the curfew is, what the curfew is, because there is no the curfew. There is a curfew for individual provinces all over the country. The entire country is spread into red and orange zones. There's no green zones or yellow zones right now in the whole country. What's going on? Says, stay safe, man. Love your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. And we're doing our best to stay safe here in the capital. I can't stress how weird it is to have to go to the grocery store or something and just see the level of safety of that the people are taking, and that is Thais and foreigners both included. And getting back to these foreigners that were busted down in Pattaya, you got to use your brain. I mean, you just have to use your brain. You can't. The businesses are closing. People are losing their jobs. People are out of work. Service industries, entertainment industries, all that stuff is closed down. I've said it before. Some of one of the hotel organizations here in Thailand, a big one, is thinking about not opening any hotels until high season, which means until October, after the end of April. So that could be huge. People's Champ says, thanks for your videos, DoMoreLife. I'm going to move to Thailand within the year with the Elite Visa. Good for you, man. Elite Visa is a good one. Steve says, no curfew, just a lot of please stay at home after a certain time. Actually, there is curfews. There are curfews implemented in numerous provinces. For everything from grocery stores to convenience stores to restaurants to carry out food. There's alcohol bans that are going on around the country right now. It's something that I said that when Songkran took place and everybody went everywhere, we may see a rise in the number of cases and that kind of thing. Robert, thank you for putting up the PayPal link to the channel. I'm not expecting any contributions, but I'll pin your comment to the top of the page. All contributions go towards equipment and travel for the channel, just in case anybody's wondering. Thank you very much, Robert. Tazi, good to see you, man. Cheers, DoMoreLife. Don't normally see you on when I'm awake, but cheers, man. Hope you're coping well with these restrictions. I am, and I'm not. It's good to see you, Tazi, but I'm not. I'm coping well with them, but I'm not very happy about them. I mean, we're working from home right now. Some people say, "Oh, well, that's good. You're working from home." Not really. I mean, working from home is kind of boring, to be honest with you. I can't, I really can't complain too much, but at the same time, it's a little bit scary. Yes, Steve, the PM was fined 6,000 baht in Bangkok for not wearing a mask, and that's news everywhere. You can read it in an article. For those of you that don't know, there has been put out in these red zone or in a few provinces that I'm aware of, you can be fined up to 20,000 baht, that's about $600 for not wearing a mask outside of your home. And it's getting it's getting real. It's getting real. Bob, good. Hey, Bob, good to see you, man. Hadn't seen you in quite some time. Please join us tomorrow morning tomorrow night your time tonight your time for the members only live stream. If you're not a channel member and want to get in on that, member up down below. Tazi says that fine only applies to Farang, I'm sure. The actual prime minister got fined 6,000 baht for not having his mask on in a picture at a meeting in Bangkok. So I have to say with certainty that it doesn't apply only to foreigners this time. I'm sure foreigners would be looked at more, would be scrutinized more, for lack of a better term. Bob, I'm glad you'll be there. Hey, Tim, good to see you in here, man. This little pop-up live stream was not scheduled, so I don't expect too many people to be here or anything major coming down. Let me continue on with this post. It says, Mr. Ampron made the statement as he emerged from a meeting with the education minister. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but the education minister. With the new term opening date dominating the agenda. The meeting participants discussed the rising daily infections and were updated on containment measures, which include a possible partial lockdown in some provinces and a ban on some interprovincial travel. So now you're starting to see the ban on interprovincial travel. I don't know, Tim. I don't know. I can't get that deep into politics. I have no idea. Don't know. As I live here, I'm not going to comment on it anymore other than to say it's in the news. That's the only reason I commented, or I acknowledged the comment to begin with. But it says the meeting participants discussed the rising daily infection, were updated on containment measures, which include a possible partial lockdown in some provinces and a ban on some interprovincial travel. So if the case numbers keep rising or stay about the same, you can expect some real travel restrictions, like you can't go into, for example, right now, you can't go into Phuket without either A, showing proof of inoculation, or B, having a swab test done, maybe it's a rapid test, one of the two tests done before you go into Phuket. They won't let you go in because right now the sandbox, hey Rocco, right now the sandbox model and the July 1st reopening of the island of Phuket is still scheduled. It's all in the media. Still scheduled to open for foreign tourists who have been inoculated with the 1 day queue. So you come in and get your little test, and then the next day you're free to go. That's what the current plan is. They're sticking by it. They're still saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. So I don't know how they're going to do that. And other people, it's been said other people don't know how they're going to do it either. So I don't know, but it's Thailand. They may find a way. And if they do, good for them. Hey, Gerald, good to see you, man. It says in Bangkok, dozens of public places where people usually come into close contact with each other have been closed. That's true. Bangkok is very, very light on traffic and very, very light in terms of people moving around. I can assure you of that. I had to get out of the house yesterday, and we were out and about, and there were very few people moving around. Continuing on, it says, if not, the opening of the new school term will likely be postponed till June 1st, which will effectively cause admissions to Pratham 1, which is grade 1, and the entrance exams of Madhyam 1, with grade 7, and Madhyam 4, grade 10, to be deferred as well. If you don't know anything about the education system in Thailand, don't worry about what I just read. For those of you that don't know, I'm a teacher here in Bangkok. I understand that. Gerald says it's beginning to look like I won't be able to come until next year. I hope not. I certainly hope not. I really hope not. To Thailand's credit, everything I've read in the media has said that they are pushing and pushing and pushing and trying everything they can to buy as many magic shots as possible. I read a number this morning somewhere. I won't quote it because I can't remember, but it was in the double digit millions that they hope to have by July. So I don't know. I did read in an article this morning that they were going to leave the distribution up to the CCSA, which is the department that controls all this mess that tries to handle all this stuff. So it's um, it's interesting. It's I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. Let's see. Quoting finally, he said, "We might have to push the timeline back once again because some provinces have gone into partial lockdown, which makes parents and students unable to travel to other provinces for entrance exams." And that's just talking about the school system here. But moving on, I don't have any of today's numbers. I have yesterday's numbers. And I can read those to you, and I will do that right now if I can. Give me one second, guys. Let me read this first. 10 up, 1 down. Yeah, thumbs up buttons is always good, guys. Mango says this LD can go 3 ways. You can either come out a hunk, chunk, or drunk. You got a good point there. You got a really good point. This was a comment that was left on my channel that I addressed earlier, but I want to address it now that a lot more people are in here. This is from Ginger K. It says, would have been great if the news and stats had been gone over before you started reading chats and greeting individuals. Thanks for the info. Please consider this to be positive feedback. Well, I thank you for your feedback, Ginger. However, that's not the way I operate my live streams. I'm sorry. Everybody gets a turn in here, and if I had to go through, if I had to wait and go back and go through all the comments, we couldn't have a dialogue and a conversation. So that's my answer to that comment. Now, there was yesterday, I think Calsad had, India has a big problem, in case you guys didn't know. Nope. Calsad, that was not what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. So yesterday, okay, here it is. There were 28 people arrested, 25 foreign nationals, and 3 Thais. Those were the people that were that were having a birthday party, so to speak, in the Pattaya Banglamung police raid that happened. This article was on Monday, April 26th, so they got them then. Hex Famous says, so my Thailand trip in July is screwed. They say that by July everything's going to be okay. I don't know. I mean, I can't say one way or the other. I certainly hope that the level of magic shots that they have are able to get to people. I can't use the V word or the Q word. Hex Famous, I'm going to remove that, but I'm going to answer your question. The answer right now is if you are, then you have to have a 7-day quarantine. Okay. Hey, Stuck in Florida in the background. Good to see you this morning, brother. But the answer is you have to do a 7-day queue right now. And if you are not inoculated, you have to do a 10-day. So I'm very, very sad to report that. Steve says they have stopped non-Thais from India coming to Thailand. Yeah, because of India has a major problem right now too. So it's not just Thailand, but the circumstances in each country I think were different. Bangkok Jack, for those of you that don't know, is a pretty good source of information. And I wanted to read a little bit. I wanted to talk briefly about his one or two of his articles. And it says, Bangkok under curfew, just don't call it that. That's the title. It says, they are saying it is not a formal curfew, but there is a new list of business closures in Bangkok to be enforced from today. Not a curfew? You decide. And it goes on to read, from midnight last night, and new range of businesses have been shut down across Bangkok. Public areas and services have also been closed. All public and private events have been limited to only 20 people, having previously been restricted to 50. Anybody who steps out in public must be wearing a mask or will be fined 20,000 baht. That's about 600 USD. 42 other Thai provinces across the country have now enforced the same ruling, and a similar lockdown LD is almost certainly to follow. We are being told there is no curfew, but all shopping centers must close down at 8 p.m. Supermarkets must have the lights off at 9 p.m. And 24-hour convenience stores have to be shuttered between the hours of 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And that changes throughout the provinces. Rocco says, I can't see anything happening until earliest fall. I am looking at early 22, and that's optimistic. I hear you, but I hope you're wrong, Rocco, for both reasons. You're welcome, Hex. Just hang in the live chats long enough and you'll learn how we talk in here, and it's no problem. Don't take any offense to your comments being removed at all. Good to see you there, Stuck. Thanks for popping up, brother. I went through this list. I'm not going to go through it again. You can check it out at bangkokjack.com. Basically, everything's closed down in these provinces, these red provinces. So, you can still gather with 20 people, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that just aren't, they're just weird. That I haven't really got my head around yet. Mango Sticky Rice says, if you get bored, silly during lockdown, call Women's Rights Group and ask for the man in charge. Oh my gosh. That's funny. That is funny. There was some news about the homeless population in Pattaya and even here in Bangkok rising. They're trying to control it, but you really can't. Yesterday, I forgot exactly how many cases there were yesterday. It was over 2,000 again. Yes, Hex, the bars and all, anything that has to do, there's this rumor going around about the fun police, right? Anything that you would normally do that's considered fun is now being policed. So I think Benjamin Hart from Integrity Legal started that, and it was funny. Jay says, honestly, I haven't gotten my head around this whole situation. Neither have I. I had my head around the situation when they were ordering magic shots and they were trying to get them in as quick as possible and get people inoculated. But there was also a safety factor in there. Thailand's been a country that has been, for the most part, one of the safest countries on the planet to be in during this time frame for the last year plus, right? So perhaps there was a we're okay kind of mentality amongst some officials. I don't know. I'm just, this is speculation, but it's logical speculation. Um, and maybe people got relaxed. Maybe they didn't. Like I said before, it could have been a problem in the supply line. Could have been a problem with the supply company. Could have been a problem with the shipping company. We don't know what happened, why they didn't get there, or why they didn't get here, why people are not getting it. We don't know. What we do know is that it's become a major problem, and we want to see it get better fast. And again, that's not to criticize any Thai official, Thai government, CCSA. I'm not criticizing their handling of anything at all, because hindsight's always 20/20. So I don't blame people for anything that, like, looking back on it. Proactive. Thailand's been proactive, very proactive in trying to maintain their composure with this stuff, and the composure of the country. The sad part is I have seen so many Thais and foreigners lose their businesses, lose their livelihoods, lose everything they have, because of these restrictions that have, because these waves come through. This is the third time. After the second one, a lot of businesses closed and said we can't come back. And then the third one came, and they were done. They're done. I mean, it really, some places look like a ghost town that are usually thriving and very, very busy. It's pretty sad. Bob says, I don't get the whole curfew thing. For instance, at a 24-hour shop, you're safe at 9:59, but not at 10:01. Makes no sense to me. I see where you're coming from, Bob. I think the theory behind that is keeping people in at night instead of letting them be out late. Goes back to the old saying my dad told me one time, if you're out past midnight, you're probably doing something you shouldn't be doing anyway. This is when I was a teenager. So I think it falls along those lines, in terms of mentality and thinking, that kind of thing. But I see where you're coming from. Steve says, hello. Hey, Steve, good to see you, man. People's Champ says, are you renting or did you buy a condo? I'm renting. Heck says, so are the condo prices falling? A little bit, not too much. Not really how do I say this? Not as much as you would expect right now. Senior Frank, hello, good to see you. He says, Bob, nighttime activities are associated with leisure and drinking. The thought is that people are more inclined to focus on good behavior during the day. Exactly. Dino, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. People wake up and realize we can't talk about that on YouTube because YouTube won't let us say that. So, yep, Stuck's already just wiped that one. So, no offense, Dino, of course. And I have opinions on that, by the way, but I can't discuss them on here. Hank says, just asking if people are losing their livelihoods. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's right, Dino. That's right. Can't talk about truth. Certain areas of truth, if it doesn't fit the narrative that the big tech companies want to push, then you can't say it. Peter says, good day from Australia. Hello, Peter. Steve says it's weird watching Thai newscasters all wearing a mask in studios. I know they even have a rule now that says if you're in a car, right? If you're in a car, you have to wear a mask. So that means if you're in your car, you have to wear a mask. Heck says, where do all the girls go? Most of them go back home to the villages that they came from, and they, kind of ride out the storm, so to speak. I hate to use that term, but ride out the storm there, and that's what they do. Some of them stay, some of them don't. Lando, I hadn't seen you in a long time, man. He says, the earliest I've seen you live. Well, I'm on early because I had to get here before work hours. We're working from home, and I don't have much time left anyway. But I wanted to get on here and just say a few words, that kind of thing. Scott says, when will Thailand rebound, get back to normal? It's going to be a while, Scott. Thailand was on the rise, and I promise it was on the rise. I'm going to release a video either later today or tomorrow here from a day trip, an overnight trip that I took to Pattaya at the beginning of this month, right before all this stuff started, and you'll see the difference at that time. And it was really bouncing back. I mean, businesses were growing, people were coming back, tourists were there. The tourism sector was growing again. The business sector, especially the small business sector, was coming back to life. And then, boom, here comes another one. Lando says most are getting jobs that don't lock down. That's hard to do. That's very hard to do. Hex says, one of my friends can't even go to her hometown. She's locked in Bangkok. That's exactly what happens. When the job's done, that's when, that's when things will open back up. That's when life will get back to a different kind of normal. They're talking about a new smart visa, or adding a revamping the smart visa system here, or revamping the smart visa itself. I've already laid out plans, and certain parties have agreed on it. It's not been published in the Royal Gazette, so it's not official or anything like that, but it's for digital nomads. Because Thailand is going to need the income. They're going to need the people here, and they're going to need the income. They're going to need the revenue for sure, without question. Stuck says some don't want to go home because they have to do queue. If they do, that's true. If they go home and then they want to come back, then they have to go into a queue for 7, 10, 14 days or whatever, and that's just, nobody wants to do that. Leno says, yeah, it was about to take off like a rocket until Songkran. And it was a combination of two things. From what I saw, this is from my observation, being an expat, living and working here in Thailand for the last 3 years. This is what I saw happen. And you make a good point, Lando. The entertainment venues in Bangkok, and by the way, 2 of those entertainment venues, the owners are in jail right now. Between the cluster that came from there, that was the initial start, and then Songkran came right after that. And that's when everybody went home to see their families, and the families get together here in Thailand, etc., etc. And of course, when you're around your family, you tend to be a little bit more relaxed with all the safety stuff. That's just human nature. I don't know why people wouldn't. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button yet, guys, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. And when people came back from Songkran, then the numbers really went through. Thailand did its job. It did a lot of testing. To its credit, they have a good contact tracing system here, and it works. We're just hoping that sorry, I was reading whoever this guy is, which Farang teacher has been arrested while partying. That's just ignorant. Thank you, Robert. Let's see. Rocco says no Chinese are going to come when the rate is high. Maybe. You might be right. You might have a point there. Stuck says some of the rural provinces are requiring queue if coming from hot areas. Yes, and by hot areas, he means the red zones. So for example, if you're coming from Bangkok, like I live in Bangkok, and if I'm going to just about anywhere, there is a good chance I'm going to either have to queue in a province or at least get tested at a minimum, I would say. Dino says Songkran won't be missed by a lot of people. AJ, I don't know, man. Songkran's a big deal over here. It's a religious holiday. It's kind of like our Christmas time when families get together and when they do their religion thing. So the Thais will certainly miss it. Stuck in Florida says Maggie at Maggie's Journey is doing Q in her village after going to Wahan. Wow. I was not aware of that. I need to check out her channel more often too. Steve says another long weekend this weekend. Hopefully something changes. I know I hopefully something changes and I can get back on here with some positive news this week. This weekend we'll have live streams again this weekend because I'm sure we're going to still be under curfew and that kind of thing. So I know at least until the end of the month we will be. And it will probably extend on until May. And it may extend further than that. It just depends on how long it takes for, one, the current situation to get under control, and two, how fast we can get the magic shots into people here in Thailand. And that's what we're hoping for. That's the ultimate goal. Lendo says, yeah, most expats lock themselves in during Songkran. One time is enough. I can't disagree with you there. And that's in terms of the water festival part. When it comes to the water festival stuff, you do it once, you've done it probably enough for Songkran. So just to summarize, guys, I want to get off here and start the work day. If you're a channel member, be sure to go to the community tab and on this channel and check to see the times for the channel member live stream. Go there as soon as you can. For everyone else, I'd like to say thank you all for your participation in the live stream today. I didn't expect people to turn up really. I just wanted to bring you kind of an update, a midweek update, sort of. Let you know what's going on over here, and kind of give you a sense of just what it feels like to be in an area like this. It's strange, especially when you're in Bangkok, when you're in the capital city with so many people, and you look out your window and there's very few cars on the road because typically, it's packed. And then at night you look out the window and usually at night it's packed here in Bangkok, and at night there's really nobody moving around. It's a weird feeling. 18 up and 3 down. Well, at least we got 3 trolls. That's good. And thank you guys that have hit the thumbs up button. And if you hadn't on your way out, please do so. I would greatly appreciate it. For everyone else, I want to tell you thank you for participating. I appreciate your comments very much. Spread the word, share the video if you feel like it's necessary. And if not, find your favorite DoMoreLife video and share it around. We're always trying to build the channel and always looking to bring you the information to the best of my ability. And I would encourage you also, one last note, to go to the Tiger. They actually have an app you can download on Android or iPhone, and download their app. It will keep you up to date daily on everything. When the numbers come out today, I don't know that I'll post them today, but if they're low, I'll either put it in the story section or I'll make a post on YouTube about it. So with that being said, thank you to everyone for joining the live stream today. Love you guys, mean it. And whatever you do today, please be sure to do more life. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. Until the next time, see ya.